Thank you, Rick. Well, tonight is one of Hollywood's biggest nights, of course, and Hollywood has long been known as a liberal town. But is the political climate finally starting to shift? Our next guest says more conservatives are coming out of the woodwork, and it's apparent with some of this year's Oscar nominees.
Joining us from L.A. is Roger L. Simon, an Academy Award-nominated writer and novelist. His newest book is called Turning Right at Hollywood and Vine, The Perils of Coming Out Conservative in Tinseltown. Roger, good morning.
Good morning to you. It's very early here in Tinseltown.
It really is. So, Roger, you wrote this book about being conservative in Tinseltown. You basically, peeled the curtain back on yourself. Are you some sort of masochist? Do you not like your career? Why did you do this?
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of that. On the other hand, the times, they are changing, as Bob Dylan once said, and there are more conservatives coming out in Hollywood. I mean, that's not to say it's turning into a conservative town. That would be ridiculous. But the percentage shift is going on, and I think it's partly because of the election.
What will be the effect of that, Roger, in terms of people going to the movies?
Well, you're not going to see it very fast because, as you know, it takes a long time to get a movie made. The King's Speech, which is the Oscar favorite for tonight, I have to admit, I shouldn't say this, but I did vote for it, and is a conservative movie in spirit. That was first, I think the writing of it began about 30 years ago. So these things don't turn overnight.
Yeah, there's a lot of screenplays floating around out there that have been floating around out there for years. And Roger, one of the revelations, of course, in your book that you talk about, and I have to ask you, is there a new blacklist in Hollywood? That is to say that someone who comes out and admits that they are conservative, likely not to work in this town ever again.
Well, there was something of that, especially during the Bush era. But I think that's beginning to change because, Hollywood is a business, and they recognize that that election occurred in November, and things have shifted, and it's a little suicidal for Hollywood to do that. After all, who's the best director around now? Clint Eastwood.
Hey, Roger, in your book, you talk about being wooed by a KGB colonel to join the Communist Party, you along with others. That was incredible to me.
Well, I was on the left in those days, and my book is sort of my migration from the left to, I'll call it the center-right. I'm more libertarian now. So back in the 80s, when I was in the Soviet Union on a screenwriters exchange, they approached me. They thought I was terrified, by the way. I didn't even consider it. I mean, my God, it was like ridiculous.
One of the things that surprises me most in the book is that you say people sort of live two versions of themselves, two different lives, right? In public, they are liberal. But then behind closed doors, at secret little dinners and so forth, they'll admit that they are conservative. Why is that the case, and is that true?
Well, not exactly conservative. I would say they live conservative lifestyles. And I think that a lot of people in Hollywood, and I think this is true in the media in general, like to parade their liberalism so they can rape and pillage in their private lives, so to speak. That's a little mean, but, be as ambitious and rich as they can be.
We just have 20 seconds, Roger. What caused you to change to become a conservative?
Well, I think it first began with the O.J. trial. I was an ex-civil rights worker, and I felt there was certain betrayal in that. And then 9/11 came, and there I was, a patriot for America, and I think we all are now. Or we should be.
Check out the book. The book is called Turning Right at Hollywood and Vine, The Perils of Coming Out Conservative in Tinseltown. Roger Simon, great to have you on the show this morning. It's going to be a long day for Tinseltown. You're up early. You'll be up late with the Oscars.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roger.